Hey there, I'm Lauren Migun. I'm your student's honors geometry teacher this semester. And I know this is a little bit odd, kind of having to do this virtually, but I wanted to take a moment to share some of the highlights of the course with you and kind of what our Canvas page looks like. I also, since you can't see me, thought I would include a picture of myself here so that you can actually see what I look like without a mask. Some of your students may not have even seen that before, but here I am. I am Lauren Migun. And I'm going to start us off today taking a look at our Canvas page. Knowing that we have the potential this semester for students to be quarantined or to go virtual at any point, that's where all of our information is going to be coming from. So let's, without further ado, take a look at that Canvas page. I've actually just restructured the way that this is going to look for your student once they arrive, so I'm going to go over that in class with them today. But I've made their homepage the calendar because I feel like this makes the most sense. So what they can do is they can come straight to the homepage. They're going to see that calendar first thing. They can go to today's date and see what we're going to learn today. So today happens to be January 21st when I'm recording this. So they would click on this link. It's going to open what we're going to do today. And the nice thing about this being the second semester of having some of this virtual stuff is that I have had the ability to record most of the lessons myself throughout the rest of the semester. So they have the notes provided here. They've got a note guide. They've got a graphic organizer for this particular lesson. And each of these are me actually teaching the class as if they were sitting in the room. So if your student happens to be quarantined, they click on this day, they can watch all of these videos of me actually teaching the lesson. And if they have any questions throughout that process, they're welcome to email me. There's also going to be the daily objective for each day provided for them as well. Now I know some of you may or may not have printers at home, so they do not need to stress about having to print this out. They can take these notes on notebook paper if they need to do that. That's not a big deal. At the end of the lesson, there's going to say a little note down here each day, please continue to the practice page. So that's where their classwork or their homework is going to be located. I'll also try to give them a clue if there's going to be a lesson check or a lesson quiz coming up after the practice. So for this day, if we click next, it's going to tell us here's some sample questions and here's the key. They can click on both of those and see all of that together. Now I do provide keys for all of my homework assignments for the students, so please just help me encourage them to use that only to check their work and not as a means of copying it down. I try to be really intentional with which questions I pick for that. So if they are preparing and doing the homework each night, my hope is that the tests and quizzes will be much easier. So again, like I said, some classes or some days are going to have lesson checks or quizzes. So for this one, it does say, please continue to the next page for a lesson check. If your student was virtual, they would upload a picture of this practice for me and then go ahead and click next. If they're in person, they would just turn that in as they normally do with their homework. So for this one, they would have a short lesson check that they would take. They would submit that for me, and then it'll say, when you're completed, you're finished for the day. So the key thing here is that we want to click next until we get to the point where it says you're finished. So again, I just updated our home page to be the calendar. So if we go back to the home page, that's going to have that calendar first thing for them. However, if they ever need any additional supports or resources, all of that is going to be housed under modules. And my Canvas page looks a little bit different than the student, so I'm actually going to go ahead and click Student View so you can see exactly what they see when they log on. So you'll notice they only have 4 choices. They have Home, Modules, Syllabus, and Grades. So if we click on Modules, that is where everything is going to be housed. So this is where any additional resources will be. If they need help emailing me or their counselor or their principal, if they're having any tech issues, all of those sorts of things are going to be located underneath the troubleshooting and frequently asked questions. This particular year, the Chromebooks are new to us, so if we ever need Chromebook help, there's that for them. If they ever would like access to an online textbook or additional resources, that's posted here as well. And the virtual help sessions would be more if your student is currently virtual for any reason, they can request to have a virtual help session with me, a tutoring session before or after school. The Teams meeting link is down here. If we ever go red, meaning if we are all virtual together, we will host Teams meetings with your students, so that would be how they would access that link. Below the troubleshooting, you'll notice that there's the calendar module, so that's that January calendar that we see now at the home page. And I've got the most current module at the top. So this is what we are currently working on today. We will begin day 1. They're going to have an overview of the unit and then kind of a breakdown. Now this particular unit is a little bit small. You'll notice I've even got it labeled as a mini module. So we will complete this unit within 5 school days. Most units are going to be a little bit longer. If your student ever wants to go back for any reason, let's say that they discover that they're struggling a little more with factoring than they thought they might be, all of those previous resources are here, and they can click on those to go back and get some assistance. So with that, we also have the syllabus. Like I mentioned, they can click on that and access that at any time. They can see their grades. Where you want to be careful is that grades on Canvas are not always the same as grades in Aspen. The 2 programs do not communicate with one another, so their actual class grade is found in Aspen versus in Canvas. So a couple of other things, my tutoring is in the mornings, and I need to update this actually. This is in room 410 from 8 to 8:30 a.m. I'm also typically available in the afternoon. Students just need to check, and they can just very casually in class say, hey, are you available today? And if I am, I will do that, and if not, we'll try to reschedule. The class fee for an honors class is $20. That helps pay for batteries for the calculators, graph paper, disinfecting wipes with this particular semester, all of those sorts of things that we might need for the actual classroom. However, if you would like to contribute in a different way, these are things that we always need. We always need pencils, graph paper, expo markers, tissues, especially this semester, hand sanitizer, of course, and those disinfecting wipes. So if you want to contribute in any other way to our class, these are things that we always need a little extra of. Guys, if you have any questions, comments, concerns throughout this whole semester, please do not hesitate to email me. My email is lauren.migun@knoxschools.org. I truly, truly appreciate all that you all do on the home front to help your students be successful, so please do not hesitate to reach out if you need me. Thank you so much for your attention and your time. Have a wonderful day.